Hey guys, I'm gonna take a little break from the GL 1000 and gonna try to put a bed liner in my truck today. First thing I'm gonna do is take the truck up, get the bed all clean, power washed, cleaned out. I'm gonna try to get in there and scuff it up, sand out any rough spots, and then coat everything with the with this primer here. This is just a cheap sandable primer. It's supposed to dry, I think, completely be sandable like within 2 hours or something like that, so we'll see how that goes. It's really cold out today, so kind of my plan with this, I'm going to heat up the garage, get the garage nice and warm, and try to get all the prep work, everything done in here, pull the truck out, spray it, and then back it back into the garage once I'm done so it can dry. So we'll see how this works. I'm hoping that works out well. Again, you guys can see what I'm using. It's the Raptor bed liner. You can get this on Amazon, different places. I actually picked mine up from O'Reilly's, so we'll see how this all works out. I'm actually using the Raptor spray gun as well over there, so I'm not going to roll it on. I'm going to actually try to spray it using air compressor. So yeah, I'll cut back here in just a minute after I get the bed all cleaned up, kind of give you guys some before footage of the bed, and then get it primed and let you guys know how this all turns out. All right, guys, got the truck in the garage here. Basically, I'm gonna kind of go over what I'm planning to use here. So, got just a quarter sheet sander. This is just a cheapie. Got some. I'm gonna try to go with this 180 first. Give this a shot, but I also got some 100 grit here as well. They didn't have a lot of the 180, so we'll see. And if that don't work, I have a bunch of sandpaper. It's a lot easier if you don't have to cut it and mess with it. So see how that goes. Again, gonna start with 180, see how that takes it off, and if it's taking too long or there's some rough spots, we'll get out the 100. Some tape. Basically, you're gonna tape everything off first, and then I've got this tape and drape. Kind of the plan with this, I believe I got enough just in the small one here, but what I kind of want to do is tape the truck all off and then use this around that border and just let it hang over the edge of the truck and over the back of the truck. So I'm gonna try to get all that or use all that. I've also just got some plain drape cloth just to throw over other stuff if it doesn't cover and whatnot, just for extra protection here in the garage. Also got some cheesecloth. It's basically just to clean everything up once I get done sanding while I'm wiping everything down. So kind of give you guys a view of the bed. You can see there is some missing paint. Bed's pretty scratched up. There is a few dings, but for the most part it's not that bad as far as dents and whatnot, just really scratched up. I'm sure this was a work truck. So I'm gonna get all this cleaned out. Over here there's like some spray foam or something that's spilt or that's in the back of the truck here, so I'm gonna try to get all that scraped out as well. And once I get all that done, I'll cut back, kind of showing what this looks like before I actually apply the Raptor liner. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, I've got everything sanded. This is probably the hardest part. Literally just, you just go at it with the sander, trying to get in all the grooves and just trying to cover everything was the hardest part. So now what I'm going to do is, you can still see some of these spots. I'm going to sand these up a little more and get some primer on these kind of rusted areas. Most of the places without paint are on the back, kind of where I'm standing. So I'm gonna kind of clean this up a little bit, sand those out with just a hand sponge sander, get those prepped a little better. I'm going to go ahead and prime. I may put a coat over it all. I don't know yet. We'll see. Kind of see what this looks like when I clean it up. But get a coat of primer on it. Let that dry. While that's drying, well, I still got to put my drape cloth. I've just got everything taped along the edge of the bed, all the way around the truck there. So, and I got to work on this tailgate. So what I'd like to do is get this prep work in here finished, primed, let that dry, and then hopefully I'm gonna try to get this thing shot all in a day. So we'll see. I think I probably spent a little over an hour maybe 2, something like that, just sanding. So it does take a while to get from the back. Plus I had a lot of crap actually on the bed that I had to get scraped off and work off that was down here towards the tailgate. So but yeah, I'll cut back here in just a little bit when I get a little further. All right, guys, basically got the bed primed. A few spots I ran out of primer on the end of the tailgate, but I got most of the bad spots anyway. But for the most part, the biggest part I wanted was get the bottom of the bed, all those major scratches. It's drying right now, so there's some discoloration, but for the most part I got everything covered enough to where I think this Raptor liner is going to hold. So basically right now I'm gonna let this sit out here, dry, and then I'll be back out here in probably maybe an hour and try to get my first coat of Raptor liner. Raptor liner says it takes about 60 minutes between coats, so it's going to be kind of a slow process. I've got some other stuff I want to cover, throw some plastic over. I got plastic over my bike and stuff in the corner, but I want to throw some more over like the jet ski and different things. But you guys can kind of see here, step down, I've got ladders set up on both sides of the truck, so I'll be kind of ready. But you guys can kind of see I wrapped it plastic up over the sides of the truck, down the bed, down around the tailgate, all the way down along the back, same on the other side. So it's gonna be a little tight fitting through here, but I may try to move this jet ski back a little bit or something here in just a minute. But anyway, kind of wanted to show what it looks like now that I got it all primed. I'll probably blow it out real quick after this paint dries. I'll probably take the air hose and blow out any crap that's kind of loosened in the back still and put the first coat. So we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, guys, here's a little preview. This is one coat. Really goes on nice. Kind of the goal with this last coat is to basically keep it all even. So I'm gonna kind of try to just make it as smooth as possible so you don't have any lines or anything like that in it. But yeah, it goes on really easy, and I think it looks good. So for being one coat, really good coverage. For one coat I use 2 bottles, so I've got 2 left, and I think that's going to be plenty for me. So I'll go ahead. I've got to let this set. It's been about maybe 20 minutes since I hit it. So I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit, and I've got to wait an hour, I think is what it says. So and I'll come back out and go over it one last time. So the smell is pretty rough. I really didn't want to do this in my garage just because of the smell, but kind of what I'm doing, because it's just cold outside. It's like in the 30s today, so got the heater going here in the garage, and basically what I'm kind of doing is just hitting this real quick, letting it kind of air out for a second, and shutting everything back up so I don't lose my heat, but at the same time I can get kind of most of the fumes out. So and then wearing a mask. But anyway, thought I'd show, this is, like I said, first coat, so thought I'd put that on camera real quick, and I'll be back in just a little bit with the final product. All right, guys, just finished up. It's actually not 100% cured. I waited long enough to where I could get the tape off. It says about 60 minutes, so I think I ended up going about 45. I got a little impatient, but I came off fine. So as far as I'm concerned, or in my opinion, I love it. This absolutely turned out awesome. I couldn't be happier for what it is. I mean, this isn't like this is a new truck that I'm putting this bed liner in. This is an 06 Dodge Ram. Bed had been heavily used, had a lot of scratches, dents, really rough shape. I mean, it's a work truck. So for it to come out the way that it did, man, I'm super happy. Again, prep is key, just like anything. If you're painting, doing any type of work like this, do your prep. I mean, make sure you follow instructions. Like this one here, I sanded everything down, covered up all the bare metal spots with an etching primer, and before I ever even thought about applying this. So again, man, I couldn't be happier. I'm gonna kind of step down here and walk you guys, kind of get some close-ups here. But yeah, if you guys remember in the first part of this video how rough the back of this bed was, I mean, you can still see the dings like in the fender wells and whatnot, but I mean, the coverage, I think it's awesome. So I mean, actually it's probably the nicest thing on the truck now. Definitely gonna have to do something with the paint, but kind of go over the tailgate here. Tailgate was really, really rough. So I'll walk down it here. One thing I am gonna do up here on these bed rails, I'm actually gonna put the some plastic bed rail caps on this as well as the tailgate. So that'll cover up all this, and it'll actually look hopefully pretty clean along this outer edge, and then yeah, should clean everything up. But you guys can see how well the lines turned out up on top, down in the bed there. So yeah, again guys, I am super, super happy with the way this turned out. Honestly, as far as applying it, it really couldn't be much easier. I mean, you mix it, you follow the directions, you spray it. I actually set mine up, I sprayed it right at 50 psi. I think it says between 40 and 60, and I set it directly at 50, and it got me kind of this texture. I personally like it. I think it looks perfect, so that's what I went with. Yeah, man, I love it. I can't say enough. So definitely highly recommend Raptor bed liner. Turned out awesome. I will definitely use it again in the future on some other projects. Hell, I'm almost at the point where I'd do the whole damn truck, but no. But yeah, it kind of come around this side here, trying to show the best I can how it actually looks. Again, you guys can see the lines. Turned out really nice. Even getting it up underneath the edges really wasn't that bad. The one thing I did do when I was stepping down off the ladder on that side, I actually tipped the bottle a little too far, and it will actually run out the top of the gun. So just make sure you don't get it tip it too far over. Again, it wasn't that big a deal, but yeah, and like I said, I did set ladders on both sides, so I was able to kind of lean over into the truck. Basically the way I applied it, I started at the front, worked my way down, and kind of put my knee up on the edge of the bed there, and to get the underside, and then went around the other side to the opposite side of the truck and did the same thing. So yeah, no, really happy with it. We'll definitely use Raptor's products again. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to try to help you guys out. Again, really simple. So love if you guys hit that subscribe button and share my content. Thanks for watching.